Okay, here's some word problems, and it's mostly percent or proportion here, and you can look at one of them as unit rate as well. Anyway, for this one over here, number 20, there are 60 students in Jose's class. So let's write down our information as we go along. We've got 60 students, and 3/4 of the students are science majors, so we're going to want to write that phrase, 3/4 of the students. And then of the students, so really what it is 60 students. We have that number already, so we can kind of plug that in. So we could say 3/4 of the students, and we have that, 60 students. This should be students. So this 60 students is here. 3/4 of the students, so 3/4 of 60 students. We know how many students there are. Now, let's see what else the problem is saying. How many students are science majors? Well, 60 students in the class total. 3/4 of the students are science majors. So this statement here tells us everything. This of means multiply. So what you're really doing, all the math that you're doing, is 3/4 times 60. And you can do it out as a fraction problem, times 60 over 1. So if you want to do the cross canceling, 4 into 4 is 1, 4 into 60 is 15, 15 times 3 is 45. So that's 45 students. Another way you can approach it is, if you know off the top of your head that 3/4 is also 0.75, because 3/4 is 75%, then you can just multiply 0.75 times 60. So 0.75 times 60 is 45. Doesn't matter which way you do it, you still get 45. On number 19, you have, if 4 hours are required to type 12 pages, how many hours would be required to type 21 pages? You can set this one as a straight up proportion of 4 hours to 12 pages is equal to how many hours. Make sure that hours is on top of hours, so you have X hours because you don't know how many hours, over 21 pages. And you just solve as you would solve for any proportion, which is multiplying here and then dividing by 12. So 4 times 21 divided by 12. And we can just do that on a calculator. 4 times 21 is 84, divided by 12 is 7. So we know that it would be 7 hours because we solved for these X hours. You can also do a unit rate, and where can I squeeze it in? If I did a unit rate using this initial information, 4 hours to 12 pages, I can get how many hours it takes in one page, which is kind of strange. 4 divided by 12 is 0.3, is a repeating decimal, but you would take, a couple of places of that repeating decimal and you multiply it by how many pages. If you multiply this by how many pages, then you know how many hours it'll take to do 21 pages. So let's look at that. 0.33, we'll just leave that decimal there, times 21 is 7. So you still get 7 hours. So you can multiply by the unit rate, which is 0.33 hours per page, or you can just set up the proportion and that will also give you the 7 hours it takes to type 21 pages.